is the new Taylor K14ce Builder's Edition, designed by master builder Andy Powers. So what's really unique about this instrument is the wood combination for Taylor's been around, spruce and koa, but they've changed the way the top's done. It's a Torrefied top. It has the V-class bracing, which I'll talk to you a little bit more about down the line. But the biggest thing about the Builder's Edition is its physical appointments, how it feels in your hands. Beveled edges. This is the first Taylor to have beveled edges. So the entire guitar is beveled. It feels really, really comfortable against your body. And it matches great with the beveled armrest, which is a super popular Taylor feature. Everyone likes that because you don't have arm fatigue. You don't get that big crease in your arm, which is something you know from square body guitars. So it's really, really comfortable. So one of the most notable features you're going to know when you're playing the guitar is Taylor's done two things with the cutaway. First of all, they've beveled the cutaway. You'll feel this here. So when you're higher up on the fretboard, you're playing, it's nice and comfortable, it's not squared off. And then for easier access, they redesigned how the cutaway fits the neck joint. So you can see this here. There's typically a big chunk of wood here that matches the heel, and that's in our way. So when you slide down, we stop. Now that's been removed, so for players that like to play higher up the fretboard, it's super easy. It feels like a Stratocaster in your hands, which is really, really awesome. So that's probably the biggest physical change that you're gonna see when you're playing, and you'll notice that definitely up the fretboard. Internally, Taylor designed guitars this year with Andy's design, the V-brace. It's called the V-class bracing. It's gonna eventually be across the entire Taylor lineup, but it's only in select models now. And what the V-class bracing does is just like you think it would sound. It's gonna be a big V, which traditional guitars have X's, always have. The idea behind the V-brace is it allows the guitar to respond more evenly. And that definitely is noticeable on an instrument like this. Koa is often a little bit tighter, doesn't open up as easy, and the back and sides of this guitar being Koa, sometimes it'll sound a little thin, won't be as bassy. Well, as soon as you touch the guitar, sound just flies out of it. It's really, really responsive. So it's great for all styles of play, because if we want to pluck it lightly, we get crazy full sound, tons of bottom end. Koa is not known for bottom end. It's really full. So if you like that chunky response, you can get it out of this guitar. When you play higher up the fretboard, the guitar stays much cleaner and fuller sounding, so it doesn't sound as tinny. And you'll notice as we play up here, it's really tight. It's almost like a harp. I love how this sounds. The sustain's insane. You can feel the guitar just shaking against you, which is a sign of great design. So again, when we play here, and then what Taylor found through the design process in the V-class is the guitar tends to stay a little bit more focused. So what happens is a lot of times we play these higher notes, what we get is we kind of get this unbalanced warble as the sound starts to deteriorate and makes your guitar sound like it's out of tune. And here, since the guitar is more balanced, when we play that note, it decays very evenly, which is amazing, and it's really, really great. So we don't get that warble, that in-tuneness with the guitar. So the V-class bracing gives us bigger volume, much fuller bottom end. It gives us faster response. You can tell when you play the instrument, when you play light, how quickly the guitar, the momentum in the guitar is generated. You can feel the guitar vibrating. Typically, you need small guitars to do that, and that means we're going to give away a lot of bottom end. Here, we have a Grand Auditorium shape, which is Taylor's definitely most popular. So we can rip a big chord on this, and sure, we're going to feel that amazing vibration. But when we do the delicate stuff, to feel that against your body is amazing. Andy designed the K14ce Builder's Edition guitar with figured koa, which is amazing. It's really gorgeous. Obviously comes from the island of Hawaii, and it's one of the most stunning woods in the world. It's great because it's focused. We get tons of definition and clarity. And now with the bracing, we get a lot more bottom end than we used to. And it's paired perfectly with a Torrefied Sitka spruce top. Torrefying means we bake it. And by baking it, we remove the extra moisture that's inside the guitar, and it's more consistent with a vintage guitar, which sounds definitely more broken in, more full. And that's why the top end of the guitar is much rounder now. A lot of people would find these to sound a little hot at the top sometimes, maybe a little brittle. Now we're way, way better. And also the torrefaction allows, since the guitar's a little bit more stiff and it's gonna, kind of be more of a springboard now, when we play lighter, we get way more volume, which is really cool. with Taylor's bracing design and their overall focus on the quality woods they use, even as we use lower notes, we don't lose the focus. Typically with guitars, you'll find you like the darker, bassier guitars, you're gonna get something that's real woofy, which is great, but when you strum, you don't hear a lot of cleanliness. It's just like a bunch of notes and then the top end, or the big bottom end and the top end. Here, we get the best of everything. We can get that big, rich bottom end, but when we come up top here, we can still be delicate, but not glassy, which is, it's outrageous. And in your hands, you notice it immediately because you'll typically steer away from certain things that a guitar can't do. Well, there isn't anything that this guitar can't do. If you want to strum it big, it goes, but it really provides excellent tone at a really light attack. Taylor K14ce Builder's Edition has some physical appointments that are really amazing. Things you can count on in Taylor's higher end guitars. The Godo tuners, amazing, 21:1 gear ratio, super tight, fine tuners, awesome, can't beat it. Killer inlay on this, Island Vine inlay with a Powa shell, which is the most colorful part of the shell. You can find also it's bound super nicely, and you'll be able to see this on our website with the photos. The binding is gorgeous. It's got really great shell inlay, and it's also all the way around the back of the guitar, which is really cool. So it's beautiful. And you're gonna notice the guitar is a satin finish, which I love because I think the sound just screams out of them. But what's really cool is Taylor designed something called a silent satin finish for this. Often with satin guitars, when you move them in your hand, you get the rubbing sound from your shirt against the guitar, so kind of like a shushing sound. So if you're playing live or recording, it's obnoxious and it just, you can't use it. Well, here it's super quiet, which is amazing. So the attention to detail here is just like world class. I mean, they've really not only used the best tone woods and the best bracing and gotten down to like the big stuff that everyone like worries about, but they give you the best hardware. They found a finish that allowed this guitar to be the best it could be, and they're unique in that. So the silent finish is amazing. And finally, it's stressed with the ES2 expression system. So when you plug it in, you're gonna get the leading plug-in tone on the market, really natural and lush. You can find this guitar at Empire Music. You can give us a call at 412-343-5299. You can find it on our website as well. So give us a Google, Empire Music. We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name's Joe. You can ask for me, Todd, or Anthony. And we're really proud to sell something this amazing. And when we send one to you, it'll be set up to factory spec before it gets out. We really take prime care of all of our inventory. This is gonna be case kept, so it's not gonna be a floor model. You'll be able to find this beautiful guitar online, and we'll send it right to your house. Thanks a lot.